good morning, boys and girls, and happy Monday. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, and we are going to get started with our calendar. Are you ready? We're going to start with the number 1. That's right. All right, here we go. Sing loud so I can hear you all the way from my house. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's right. Do you know how to write the number 18? If you know it, say it now. That's right. It's a 1 and an 8. So Miss Fisher is going to find Monday because today is Monday. And I'm going to write the number 18 under Monday. So I'm going to start with my 1. And then I'm going to write my 8. Remember, an 8 starts as an S. And then you bring it around town, back up to the top. Nice job, friends. All right, are you ready for our Days of the Week song? Days of the Week. 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 There's Sunday and there's Monday. There's Tuesday and there's Wednesday. There's Thursday and there's Friday. And then there's Saturday. Days of the week. 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 Nice job, friends. You did it. Kiss your brain. Because you are such a smart cookie. All right, are you ready for the months of the year? Remember, it's the month of May. That's right. Go to remembering. It's May. So when we sing our months of the year song, make sure you say May really loud. Are you ready? There's January, February, March, and April, May, June, July, and August, September, October, November, and December. These are the months of the year. Nice job, friends. You get better and better at that every single day. All right, so I know we've been talking a lot about getting ready for kindergarten. We met a kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Bergman. We talked about a special library. And today we're going to talk about how we feel about going to kindergarten. So right now, I want us to talk about how we feel today. So I'm going to switch my board around. And Miss Fisher's question says, how do you feel today? So how do you feel today? And why do you feel that way? So I'm going to ask you to draw Miss Fisher a picture about how you feel and why you feel that way. And you can use your Foundations chart today to try to spell those things out. Remember, when you say a word, so maybe you're happy, you want to listen for the sounds we talked about on our Foundations chart. So, E. So happy. So every sound you hear when you slowly tap it out, those are the letters that you're going to write. And you are getting so good at that, so keep up the good work. So we are going to talk about maybe going to kindergarten. Maybe you're going to feel a little bit worried, and that's okay. And it's okay if you don't feel worried. Maybe you feel another emotion. But today we are going to talk about being worried, because you might be worried going to kindergarten, and that's okay. So Miss Fisher's going to come closer so you can see our cover. Remember, this is the front cover. Oh, sorry, friends. So it says, dealing with feeling worried. A worried is a feeling you feel or an emotion you feel. And how does this friend look? What do you think? Yeah, she does look kind of worried or scared. Maybe she's not really sure what's going to happen. So let's read and see how she deals with being worried. And remember, it's okay to be worried. What is worry? Worry is a feeling. It is normal to have many kinds of feelings every day. Some feelings are not nice to have. Worry is not a nice feeling. We feel worried when we think something bad might happen. maybe she's worried. Why do you think this little girl's worried? What does the man have? A spider. So maybe she feels worried that something bad might happen. Like maybe the spider might jump on her. Uh-oh. What does it feel like to be worried? Sometimes we might feel worried for a short time. When you are nervous, it can feel like there are butterflies in your stomach. Sometimes worries can be very strong and last for a long time. It can be difficult to stop thinking about them. So even at night, maybe you think about them. How do we know when someone is worried? Our faces and bodies can show other people how we are feeling. Feelings can change the way that people behave too, or how they act. Some people get grumpy when they are worried, even with their friends. Other people try to hide their worries. This can make them feel even worse. So you should never hide how you feel. If you're ever feeling worried, you should talk to someone like Miss Fisher or a friend or mom or dad or grandma. Is it normal to feel worried? Some changes are exciting. Others can make you feel worried. It is normal to feel worried about a big change, such as moving to a new house or a new school, or Miss Fisher is going to tell you that even moving to a new grade, like kindergarten, it is normal to feel worried when that happens. Take breaks from worrying by doing something that you enjoy. There are other things you can do to help yourself feel better too. Looks like this little boy is taking a break from being worried and he's doing something he loves. It looks like he loves to play soccer. That's right. Good observation. How can I deal with worries? Sometimes things you see on the internet or television can make you feel scared. It can be hard to deal with worries on your own. Ask a grown-up to explain what you have seen. Finding out more about something can make it feel less scary. And that's why we're talking all about kindergarten and what you're going to see next year in kindergarten, like specials and different teachers. Because sometimes talking about these things and knowing before you get there makes things a little less scary. Why is it good to share my worries? When somebody in your family gets sick, it can make you feel very worried. Talking about your worries can make you feel better. A grown-up can help you understand what is going on. Sometimes the thoughts inside our heads are very different from what is really happening. What if I can't talk about my feelings? Imagine you're worried because somebody is bullying you or your friends. You might be scared that telling a grown-up will make it worse. Remember, a bully is someone who is not nice. Other times, it is hard to put feelings into words. So it's hard to talk about them, to speak them with your words. Try drawing a picture of your worries instead and show it to a grown-up that you trust, like mom or dad or grandma or Miss Fisher or Miss Erica. Why should I deal with worries? Keeping worries inside can make you feel worse. Worries can get in the way and stop you from enjoying fun things. You might not be able to concentrate in school. The best way to deal with feelings is to talk about them. So this girl is looking a little worried. She can't concentrate at school, or for you, maybe you're not able to concentrate when you're doing your work at home during cyber learning. How can I help someone who is feeling worried? So if your friend or mom or dad or grandmom is feeling worried, how can you help? Everyone feels worried sometimes, even grown-ups, and even Miss Fisher and Miss Erica. When people you know are worried, they might want to talk about how they feel. You can help by listening and using your listening ears that you always have with you in your pocket. Sometimes just sharing worries with someone makes the worries go away. This says we can make a worry toolbox. You can write down some tips to help you deal with worried feelings, or you can have mom or dad or grandmom write down some tips for you. It says you can find out more about the thing that is worrying you, like us learning about kindergarten. You can take your mind off worrying by reading a book or listening to music, or maybe you like to dance or jump or play basketball. Think happy thoughts. Think about all the happy things in your life, like your family and your school and your friends and your teachers. Take a few deep breaths. I know you remember us practicing counting to 10 with Miss Steph. You can go for a walk or a run with mom or dad or grandmom. Share your worries with people you trust, like an adult at home. Get their ideas and help. You can draw a picture of the thing that makes you feel worried. Help yourself to feel less worried about a big event by practicing as much as you can. So that means maybe your big event is kindergarten, and so you can practice writing your name, you can practice counting, you can practice your foundation's letters, and lots of things we've been learning in class. And that's the end. I hope you liked our dealing with feeling worried story. Miss Fisher really enjoys that because it helps you with some ways. If you're worried, these are some things that you can do. And remember, it's okay to be worried. Miss Fisher was worried when I went to kindergarten too, so it's okay. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and the activities I have planned for you. Tomorrow, we're going to read a story about kindergarten, and I need your help. So I want my friends to vote. So we have two options for our story tomorrow. We have The Night Before Kindergarten, or we have Off to Kindergarten. So let me get closer. You can see the covers. We have the first one, The Night Before Kindergarten, or we have Off to Kindergarten. So you can help Miss Fisher choose. We're going to do a vote. So have mom or dad or grandmom send me a message with your vote, whether you would like to read The Night Before Kindergarten or Off to Kindergarten tomorrow. So the one with the highest vote, that's the story we'll read tomorrow, okay? Don't forget to put your vote in, and please enjoy your activities for today. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.